This is One-on-One.
That's good acting, man.
I get that a lot. I go to Atlantic City all the time, like, are you the guy? I go, no, I'm not.
This is one you can't afford to miss.
They thought that I wouldn't survive it, but I knew I would.
You're looking at the beautiful, smiling face of Alfa Demmellash, who is co-founder and CEO of Rising Tide Capital. Alfa, good to see you.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Well, it's an honor to have you. Our good friend Vaughn McCoy at the PSE&G Foundation recommended you because he knew that it would be a good match. Tell us about your organization. What do you do?
Rising Tide Capital is a nonprofit organization based in Jersey City. We work with struggling entrepreneurs in distressed communities and primarily inner cities to help them start and grow strong businesses. And,
I'm sorry for interrupting. Why did you decide to do this?
Well, I think there's a strong element of my own personal story and
your mom's.
Yes, and having had a mom who is a micro-entrepreneur, she worked from home where she would make beautiful gowns and sell them and save, and she would during the day go and waitress, and by pulling together her resources, she was able to bring me to this country and educate me. And
from Ethiopia?
From Ethiopia. And
how old were you when you came here?
13.
So you went to Harvard?
I did.
Ivy League school?
That's true.
I went to Rutgers Ivy League school.
Yes, I would agree. The Ivy League school.
I'll at least try to see if I could slip that in.
Okay.
So you go to Harvard from Ethiopia, but there's a lot that happens in between.
Sure.
When you come to this country, what impact does it have on you in terms of your life and the opportunities in front of you?
I think it's actually extraordinary because you come from a place where there's a lot of potential and a lot of people who want to do things but are very limited in the opportunities before them. And I come to a place like America where there is, if you're willing to work hard and if you're willing to be really focused and determined, you could do almost anything you set your mind to. And now there are barriers, there are hardships, always. Rejection, and that exists any place on the planet. But I think here there's a lot more emphasis on people being able to have the opportunity to do something with their lives and be able to do anything they choose to do.
Well, what's interesting is that, you know, in 2009, CNN picked you as one of their heroes for doing the work that you're doing. They recognized your story and the role model that you are for others. What's interesting to me is the whole idea of Rising Tide Capital, especially with the economy being what it is. Does it make the need for an organization like yours that much greater when capital is so difficult to get access to right now?
Absolutely. And I think one of the reasons, and we're seeing this on the ground with our programs, where people who are coming to our training programs, applying to our programs, it's been greater than ever. And in part, it's because people can't find jobs, and they're realizing that they're going to have to create their own jobs, and that there is a huge trend in this country where individuals are seeing the global economy as a great place where the opportunities are and are becoming self-employed. Now, it takes some gumption and a lot of effort to go from being maybe employed to becoming self-employed. And
well, let's talk about that.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry for interrupting. I'm curious about this. I gave a speech recently to an organization on what it means to be an entrepreneur, because frankly, creating this production company and doing these shows, it's an entrepreneurial endeavor. We may be a not-for-profit educational production company, but people think, oh, so it's not business. Well, there's raising of money and managing a staff and doing what we're doing, just like what you're talking about.
Yes.
And the question that I explored and that I want to ask you is, what are the keys to being a very successful entrepreneur? Because you understand it. And so for those who are out there having a hard time getting a job and saying, all right, I want to be my own boss. Well, it's not just being your own boss. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? The keys to success.
I think one of the critical components is that you be passionate about whatever it is that you're trying to do. Because it's hard enough, and if you don't have the passion, it's going to fizzle out very easily.
Says, tell me what's hot. No, what are you hot about?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly. And I have a great story of a guy who came in and said, I'm a janitor. I don't want to be a janitor. what I want to do is maybe own a storefront and do a grocery shop. And he came in and went through the class and went through our Community Business Academy intensive training process of self-discovery and really kind of coming to terms with his experiences as a janitor. He's been in the cleaning business for 20 years and finding a new appreciation, a new way of looking at what he's been doing and valuing himself and saying, you know what? I can see an opportunity in the cleaning industry because there's a lot of construction in Jersey City. I need to focus my energies in terms of, not just any cleaning service, but floor cleaning, commercial services. And I'm going to take my years of experience and turn it around so that I'm really passionate about it and own my own cleaning service business. And now he's doing that. He's hired 5 people. He's got his branding right. And he has a whole new perspective on what he's done in the past 20 years of his life.
How's it changed his life?
It has, to take a man who is maybe shy and very, very uncomfortable and about his past experience and to see him beaming with the energy and the excitement, and he's like, I will not quit my janitorial services. I will actually keep my job. I appreciate this job.
And confidence.
And confidence. It's
What's
that
it do
new
for
confidence.
you to know that that's an organization that you co-founded, right?
I co-founded this organization with Alex Forrester,
right?
Whom I met on the second day of college. We've been best friends ever since.
Well, what's it feel like for both of you to see that kind of success?
It helps us work 20 hours a day. It keeps us as excited, yes, and passionate, because it shows us that there is tremendous potential. There are talented people, skilled people who are looking for a little bit of direction, a little bit of support, and who do need the education and the training component as much as the access to capital. I think you were mentioning earlier, in this economy where coming by capital is so difficult, that being prepared is your best shot at being able to get access to capital. And there are people who have the passion, who have the focus, the determination, then we can be able to push a little bit and give them that win that they need to be able to succeed.
Minute left. Future of your organization is? Tell me.
Sorry, say that again.
The future of your organization. Where do you go from here?
The future is, so right now, to serve the people we're working with, there are over 300 entrepreneurs that we've worked with. There are 63 that are enrolled in our programs right now. It's to make sure that they're served with excellence. And the idea is to build a model that could help address inner city challenges, inner city poverty, by being able to bring these kinds of services to places where people
and
need
it is hard. Is it? Listen, being a successful entrepreneur is hard in any circumstance. Is it harder? 30 seconds or less. Is it harder for people in underserved inner city areas?
Absolutely. I think there is an aspect of the importance of economic hope and a sense of social mobility, that these things are still possible and viable, that the American dream is still a reality. And that part, I think, being able to encourage people in that way plays a huge role.
You're living the American dream. Alfa Demmellash, co-founder, CEO of Rising Tide Capital.